Good morning. This is Monique Jefferson responding to Miss Cynthia Adams' post. Um, her opening line says, even though there's a push to separate secular from the sacred, religion and spirituality play matter to many clients because they're embedded in the culture and the cultural worldviews. And that came out of Patterson. I completely agree with her on that. When we look at some of Jay's issues, he has a multiplicity of issues. One, he's looking at the church to give him answers that they may not have. A lot of times you'll find in churches that you'll get a listening ear and a loving heart, but they may not have the right expertise to help you solve a problem. They may have never had that experience. You might have an alcohol problem. They don't know what it feels like to drink. So them going to counsel with you may be a little different. Their coping mechanisms may be different. They may not understand the pull or the draw of liquor. They may not understand the pull or the draw of the drugs because that's biochemical. Your endorphin systems are shutting down and your body is craving that endorphin that you shut off because of the alcohol or the drugs, where they get their energy from running. They get their energy from shouting and singing and praising or they may get their energy from bowling or pinochle or whatever, but they may not understand the complexity of what's going on with you. And so I suggest that even though you want to seek help from the church, that you should always seek help from the best qualified for the issue. Church is a house of worship. It is a spiritual hospital. It is a place of growth, of spiritual nourishment, but it can be physical nourishment too, because you can get food and sometimes you can get help with bills and things of that nature and counseling for different things like marriage. Bam, perfect. A place to be the house that contains the AA meetings. Perfect. But if you don't know nothing about alcohol addiction, you might want to let the professionals come to the house of worship and gather so that you can learn from them and the people who are actually addicts that have overcome and that are working, because that's a daily process. Your body is craving something that you biochemically shut down. You naturally shut down the endorphins that we get from the runner's high or accomplishing a great goal. Is the same white rabbit that you chase subconsciously. That feeling is what you chase when you're on drugs. That high that you feel, and you've cut it naturally, so you substitute it with chemicals. So again, I think the best thing for Jay would be to, even though he's in the church, to continue to go with the group that's outside of the church for that particular thing. Now, his spiritual growth and development, he is in a big church. And so within that big church, sometimes you have with your subsets. And maybe if he doesn't feel he can start a young men's ministry. In our church, we have Hope Battalion. And that's when the men get together on Tuesday nights and they have real talk. And they get together to help those that have been where they are or where they're going. Instead of leaving the church and going to a smaller church, sometimes if you suggest, hey, we don't have this where young men can talk, and can we get some older men that give us a little wisdom, so that he could actually be blessing other people in his situation that feel the same way. And most times, another issue I see that he was experiencing was that he thinks the elders are bossy, but sometimes that's all that they have. They may have a third grade education, and that title gives them a sense of purpose. So That's all I have. Have a blessed day.